Start of the meeting. Welcome to the 2024 annual meeting of the Central Mass Pastel Society. We're going to have a very short meeting, as was reflected in the agenda previously sent out. And I was going to keep microphones muted, but since there's only a couple of members, which is not unusual, I think I just won't bother. But do keep any questions you have until the end, because the annual meeting is basically an official report. And so that is how I'm going to do it. We're just going to run through things as quickly as possible, and then we can talk. The first order of business is to introduce our board for 2025. So I'm going to hand this over to our Vice President, Alexia Rossov-Wilbur, who's going to announce our 2025 board.
Thanks. So for 2025, you are looking at our board members. Upcoming, our president and acting treasurer and currently acting workshop coordinator is Jane Robbins. I, Alexia Rossov-Wilbur, will continue as vice president and web administrator, and our secretary par excellence is Colleen Keene Jensen.
And
Yes.
also do the newsletter.
Yes, who also does the newsletter. So we are all multitaskers here. Alexia also handles our web, which she'll be talking about a little bit later. So thank you. And I am so grateful to have my two stellar board members, Alexia and Colleen, continuing. And as you know, we recently and suddenly lost Lorinda O'Connor, who was a key member of our board as well as a close friend. And so we are temporarily operating as a nonprofit at our legal minimum of 3, president, treasurer, and secretary. Those are the requirements by the state. So I'm going to be talking about that a little bit more later. So first, I am going to give a quick summary of 2024, starting with a statement of condition. CMPS now has 187 active members. That is a 24% increase over last year, which itself was a major increase over the prior year. In fact, CMPS has grown by 112% in active paying members since 2022. We featured the work of 20 artists on our homepage and posted about them to social media. And we have dozens more lined up for their slots. Our signature committee is currently jurying 6 applications for signature membership. So we expect to be welcoming some new signature members by December 1st. Financially, CMPS began the year more than $5,056 under our 2023 budget, providing us a generous cushion for our 2024 activities. Our 2024 budget versus actual will be done early next year, but we expect to have a little over projection. We had a beginning balance in 2024 of $19,061.87. Our current bank balance as of 11/14 is $22,342.83 compared to $13,323.27 on this same date last year, reflecting our ability to absorb the very large permanent supplier cost increases that came in 2023 through a range of revenue increases from membership and events to painting sales. Although we have a few end-of-year expenses coming up, we expect to end the year in a similar or slightly better cash position to where we started. An important variable in this is the timely payment of 2025 membership dues, which are due at the end of the year. CMPS is a cash-based organization, which means that we have no investments or assets other than our bank account. So we carefully monitor our cash flow, and we ask you to help us by paying your 2025 dues by early January. And I want to thank those who have already done so, because a few people have. We had 3 very successful shows this year. Pastels Plus, our second international online exhibition where artists combine pastel with other mediums and juried by Marsha Holmes, showcased 90 exciting works of 209 submitted from around the world. Thank you to Alexia for chairing that show. Our fabulous member show, which grew from last year's high of 115 to 156 pieces, was judged for awards in both open and developing artist categories by Jane McGraw-Tubner. Marks of Distinction was again a terrific and much lauded show at 5 Sparks in Harvard, Mass, hung by Alexia Ross of Wilbur as another thing that she does, and chaired by Shook Susan Lee and me, with selection jurors Kim Lordier and Mitch Abela, and judge of awards Matthias Washek of Worcester Art Museum. Accepted artists were from 18 states and Canada. We had 5 healthy sales of 72 paintings in the show, and a successful silent auction of pastels and paintings. A link to a video of the show is on our homepage. In Lorinda's place, I will give you a review of this year's workshops and demos and our Artist Talk activity. We had a fabulous juror demo from Javed Suleimanpour of Turkey, plus fascinating demos from Tai Ming Lim, Jerry Greenberg, and Janet Schwartz. That was just, yesterday or the day before? We had 2 fun teaching moments workshops with Karen Israel, Lorinda O'Connor, and me all together. And our Pastels Plus juror, Marsha Holmes, gave an artist talk on underpainting methods. And finally, Alexia, could you give a review of web and media activity and initiatives on member get-togethers?
Sure. So we continue to use Wild Apricot as an integrated member management system that integrates our website. We've found this to be pretty smooth still. Every once in a while, we'll introduce something new on the website that has a little bit of a learning curve to it, but for the most part, it continues to be very smooth. We have about a little more than 2.7 thousand active users on the website over the last year. Our top 5 country engagements are the US, China, France, Australia, and Canada. Our top city, as you might expect, is Boston. So we do think that most of our users are local Central Mass, but we do have users of our website, and we do have members from all around the world. Fun fact, most of our users view our website from a desktop platform, then from their phones, and only a distant third, 4% of our users use a tablet. Most are on Mac devices using the Google Chrome browser, so we are optimized for that platform.
I probably account for a lot of that.
Our average engagement time per user is almost 2 minutes. It doesn't sound like a lot, but the average engagement across all industries and all page types is about 54 seconds. So this is active time, not times of when you have the page open and you forget and go get your coffee or do the laundry, but this is time when users are actively using the page. So it's actually pretty good. We do show a spike on our website around December 31st and January 1st as our members renew. So there's a plug for renewal. Let's have that spike again this coming year. An interesting side note is we had an unexpected 92% drop in use of our website on the day after the US presidential election, where the internet felt that in different ways. The page on our website that gets the most engagement by far is Pastels Plus. That is where people visit the most and spend the most time. After that, it is our events listings that people are coming to the website for. And in third place, our member directory. This is really good news. It means our members are using the directory to find each other and engage with each other. So just a plug to remember, if you haven't done it already, log in to the website and make sure that your directory listing is updated for 2025. If anything has changed, if you want to change your personal avatar or any information about your website or your email, the new year is a good time to update that in our directory. The new feature that we used in 2024 on our website was our online store. We set up this store for each show now so that we can sell paintings through the store. We do now put images of each painting up. And it's actually a great way to see the show. It's a great way to go through all of the images and then buy them online. So we hope that people will continue to use that in 2025.
Yes, that was actually very successful, particularly for our signature show.
Very helpful. You know, the signature show was in person, so you could go and buy it and buy paintings in person. But it was very easy to do through the store.
Right. And we did have sales for our national show through the store as well.
Cool. It's a great way to process it. Even if people are standing in person in the space, they can still use the website to process the sale. So it's very helpful. For member engagement, our most frequent member engagement item is our featured member. These are 2-week slots in which our homepage on the website and social media posts will feature 4 images and a short bio of one of our members. If people are interested in being a featured member, we have an event module on the website. You go in and you register for it, and then I contact people as their names come up on the list in order that they registered, and plug them into a time slot on the website. We did a very successful book talk in 2024. It was like an online member meetup book club event, and we featured James Gurney's Color and Light. It was lots of fun. It was very well attended on a Friday morning. So now we know that's a great time for it, and we will do another one. The next one coming up will be Ian Roberts's book, Mastering Composition. So keep an eye out for it. It will be fun.
Okay.
All of our demos and talks are free to members, and they are recorded and then posted on our YouTube channel. The link is sent around to all active members and is available for 2 weeks in case you miss it in real time. That's it.
Thank you so much for that thorough report. I will say I was a little surprised that Canada wasn't one of the 5 top countries.
It was number 5.
Oh, it was number 5. I didn't hear Canada. Okay, so now that makes sense to me. Okay.
After China, France, and Australia.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm just going to give a brief preview of 2025 for you. We are going to have 1 in-person workshop, and we already have 3, and actually it turns out to be 4 demos planned, as I will mention. Our workshop, Capturing Winter Glow with Jean Rosier-Smith, scheduled for January 11th in Lexington, is already full. It filled in like 3 days. We are taking a wait list, and we may have another session if there is enough interest. And Jean has already agreed to that. So for anyone, so this video of the annual meeting is going to be on our YouTube channel. So if anyone wants to go and into our events, the waiting list is active and you can sign up for that. And if we get, I think there were, well, I haven't looked recently, but I think there were 3 or 4 on the wait list. So if we get maybe 10, we'll do another session. For our regular demos, the ones, free to members, we have Lana Ballot. And I think that one's fairly early in the year, and maybe February, and Corey Pitkin. and I think he's going to be in the fall. And we also have 2 of our 2025 jurors, Deborah Stewart, who's going to be our Pastels Plus juror, and Robin Frisella, who's going to be a Marks of Distinction juror, who will also give demos. And Robin is going to do hers in person, possibly at our Marks of Distinction show. Registrations for demos are going to open after the first of the year. They're all set up on the platform, so I just have to kind of make them public. We're also going to continue to have our popular artist talks, mostly associated with our shows. So far, we have a talk scheduled with our member show juror, Adrian Juliana. So Alexia, as she mentioned, is going to be doing another of our popular art book talks on Ian Roberts' mastering composition. Our show schedule is final for 2025, and that is going to be announced soon. So be sure to check your email and social media. Alexia, do you want to say a word about Pastels Plus, which is coming up very fast?
Yes, Pastels Plus is coming up very fast. This is a very popular show. Our juror this year will be Deborah Stewart. We were ecstatic that she was excited to do it. We will be posting the prospectus and opening the show in mid-December. So it's coming up on online juried shows this year. So keep an eye out for that. We will be open for, I think if we open it mid-December, it's 5 or 6 weeks.
It'll be actually a little bit longer. I think the show itself opens maybe, could it be as late as February 15th?
February, it's early February.
It's in February. So it actually turns out to be almost 2 months. But
Yeah.
I have noticed, because this is an international show, and as you said, China, Australia, we get a lot of submissions from them. You know, they are not, you know, like we are with the holidays. They don't have Thanksgiving, right? And Christmas is not the same for them as it is here. So I have noticed that we get a lot of submissions fairly early. So I think it's good that we're going to open it early this year.
Yeah, and because it's an online show, we will get submissions to that from all over the world.
Yes, we definitely will. Yeah. So finally, before I come to a couple of announcements, I do want to pick up on the issue of volunteers and general support and remind you of a few things that are coming up, just regular announcements. We really have a pressing need to fill the following volunteer positions. I'm going to list them. My email, I did send out an email on this, did not produce a single response, not even a polite, oh, so sorry, I can't help. So I am personally asking you now for your help, because I do want to state without any doubt at all that we literally cannot keep this up without you. We cannot do it. And I think we are also starting to become, and I will speak for myself, unwilling to do it without any help. So the positions that are open and that are most critical, there are more, but these are the most critical. I find it actually relatively easy for me to serve as treasurer while serving as president, because those, in a small organization, those roles are so closely related that you're doing them anyway. The loss of Lorinda Fakos O'Connor in the demo and workshop manager has brought up a critical need, because our demos and workshops are so central to what we offer our members. So this is a board position, which means it's a vote. It's also a governance position. And for those of you who are not familiar, all of our board positions, everybody on the board also holds an operating role, right? So being the demo and workshop person is an operating role. But being on the board, that is governance. We have open a position for show manager. This is really just show oversight and coordination. Each show still has its individual chairs, but there is a lot of logistics and oversight that goes into our shows, right? Right now, I do it, but it would be extremely useful to have somebody taking that position over and just handling things like contracting and, you know, the overall scheduling of shows for the year and working with the individual show chairs. We need an awards manager for marks of distinction. This is a limited, what I call episodic role. It can be done by being very focused over a couple of months. And then at showtime, organizing all the awards, ordering their certificates, and so on. So it's a very important role, but it is not something that requires, you know, working on it all year long. And we are also, and have long been, looking for one or more social media coordinators who would work with Alexia and would take over a lot of what I have been doing. When I say one or more, I think we could easily use 2 or 3, but even one would be helpful. And obviously this is something that is probably most useful or most likely for people who are already actively engaged on social media. But Alexia and I are willing to train and to actually run almost like a workshop on how to do this. So those are the most pressing positions. The first 2 were board positions. The second are regular volunteer positions. But we do always look for general help. Volunteering is really a great way to connect with other members, as is attending our events. And it's fun and it's satisfying. So if we send out a call, you know, sometimes it's just for a couple of hours of work. We hope that people will respond. So we have a couple of announcements. Colleen, do you want to mention the newsletter deadline? You're muted, Colleen.
Oh,
There you go.
hi. Sorry. Yeah, the newsletter is deadline is before Thanksgiving. It's after I'm going to put out another reminder by tomorrow morning. So we've got 1 week left to get everything in. I'm going away for Thanksgiving and I really can't deal with that during that time. So we have 1 more week. We've had about 6 or 7 entries so far. So I expect this week will be very busy getting a lot of people coming in.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes, because the past 3 months, which is what our newsletters cover, is the previous 3 months, has been a very busy time. So yeah, you're going to get a lot.
yes, and they've had a lot of, each person has a lot that they've been juried into. So it's definitely been busy.
Yeah.
But it's looking good.
Good, great. I do want to mention to also look for our email on our annual fundraising campaign. And that's going to be coming out soon. Last year we were able to, with this fund, we were able to increase the number and amount of cash awards. And we're going to be doing so further for every single show this year, including the member show. And we're also going to be able to sponsor some small contests. Award money is really important, I believe, to the stability, reputation, and growth of CMPS, and helps us provide the other benefits our members want by freeing up our general funds. Any amount is gratefully received, and named awards start at $100. So a letter is going to be going out for this soon. So please read it and consider how you might help. In that vein of, being able to use our general funds more broadly, we have, as a society, voted to institute an award in Lorinda Fakos' O'Connor name for marks of distinction. And we have also made a donation to Lorinda's charity of choice, the Milton Animal Shelter. So I am going to pretty much end this with something a little more fun, which is, who is the winner of the Paint Your Pumpkin drawing? And I am going to share my screen because I thought the submissions were so great that even though they're up on social media, I thought I would show them to you. So I'm going to share my screen, and can you see it?
Yep.
Okay, we had 14. I'm going to get rid of you so that I can see things there. We had 14 submissions, and I'm going to read who they were. They've already been posted on Facebook and Instagram. This is them posted in order of receipt. This is BF Reed, and I tried when I put them in here to get them proportionate, to the way they come in terms of their size. This is BF Reed. This is Cheryl Hardy-Faraci, who is here with us today. This is Diane Tarantino. This is Heather Kay. This is Jody Powers. She's actually a student of mine. This is Elaine Lebrecq. This is Joelle Feldman. This is Vivian Truby. Okay, hold on. Let me see why I can't change the I'm gonna have to move it to can't advance. There they are. That's sorry about that. This is Eleanor Friedman, Kristen Varian, Cheryl Wildermuth, also with us today. This is Chris Supple, a new member. This is Lorene Lukes, and this is Ann Lunny. And what we did was randomly, or what I did, same way that I used to do featured members, I use a random number generator to select the winner. It's like drawing out of a hat, but a little bit more high tech. And the prize is a CMPS logo bag and a 3-stick of Henri Roche Petites set. And the winner is Elaine Lebrecq. And so I will be sending that out next week to Elaine's address. So just to go back.
Eyes for Thanksgiving.
This is her painting. Although this wasn't a a contest for paintings. It was just a drawing for fun. But this is Elaine's painting. So I think that's about it. So does anybody want to make any comments or ask any questions?
You should do paint your pie for Thanksgiving. That would
Yeah,
be
well,
fun.
here's the thing. Oh, no, but I probably have paintings. The thing is that when I decided to do this, it was very spur of the moment. And I already had that painting that I used to send out. It's not like I just painted that pumpkin. I did it a couple of years ago. So I probably do have paintings of pies since I bake so many pies. Yeah. So paint your pie would be good, or paint your turkey. Turkey paintings are very interesting. But yeah, I'm going to be doing more of these contests because they're fun, they're easy, and we can give little prizes for them. So I think that's a good idea. Any questions? Okay. Well then, from the board, I want to wish you all happy Thanksgiving and actually happy holidays, because we will not really be seeing you until next year. So we appreciate every one of you. Very thrilled to have such a large membership. And excuse me, I hope you have a great holiday season. So for now, that is it. And this brings our annual meeting for 2024 to a close. Thank you.
Thanks, Jane.
For everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you all for what you do. You do a great job.
Thanks, Cheryl. Thank you.
Yeah.
We try.
Yeah, I'm impressed with what your society accomplishes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We don't have your bank account. I am aware. But we do the best we can. Yeah. Thank you so much. And thanks to both of you Cheryls, for entering. Your paintings were just great. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. I just wanted to see, how you folks operated. That's why I popped in this morning, because
Oh,
I'm
well, good.
too. So
Yeah. Good.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.